The Mekong River Commission, or MRC, is expected to play a bigger role in promoting regional economic growth in the lower Mekong River basin and protecting the mighty river that is coming under increasing threats. The CEO of the MRC Secretariat, Dr. Anulak said when interviewed by Lao reporters ahead of the 4th MRC Summit, which kicks off in Vientiane from April 2nd to 5th.
It is our highest level meeting among the MRC member countries under the Mekong Cooperation Framework.
Taking the theme Innovation and Cooperation for a Water Secure and Sustainable Mekong, the summit, which takes place from April 2nd to 5th, will see leaders from Laos, Cambodia, Vietnam, and Thailand renew their political commitments to the MRC's mandate, which promotes regional cooperation and responsible Mekong development in the 4 riparian states.
So the main message is that we get the leaders together every 4 years, and they would renew their commitment to the implementation of the Mekong Agreement that they signed in 1995, and the role and mandate of the Mekong River Commission in terms of coordinating and promoting the sustainable development of the Mekong River Basin.
According to the CEO of the MRC Secretariat, apart from strengthening regional cooperation, the MRC Summit will call for policy innovation and application of a new development approach and modern technology to boost economic growth while maintaining environmental sustainability. The CEO, Dr. Anulak Kitikun, said high-level representatives from China and Myanmar and some 600 attendees representing development partners, non-governmental organizations, academia, and the private sector will also take part in the meeting to discuss the current state of regional development and challenges and opportunities in the basin.
The Mekong is faced with a dual challenge of both development and climate change. Development has brought benefits, but it has also brought these negative impacts. So the Mekong River Commission in our strategy are focusing on maybe about 2 key steps. First is to begin to work around the information sharing and coordination of the existing water infrastructure, including dams, reservoirs, irrigation, etc., to make sure that they are operated and they are managed in a more coherent and coordinated fashion, because that would bring about better information to communities, bring about better purposes other than the purposes in which they are created, for example, just for energy.
According to the State of the Mekong Basin report published in 2019, many environmental indicators in the Mekong turned red, notably in relations to water flow and sediment transport, floodplains, wetlands, watersheds, and biodiversity.
Sediment is both reduced because of sand mining and because of trapping by especially reservoirs. So in order to maintain the sediment balance for the Mekong River, we are now working with member countries to address this issue through our what I mentioned, proactive regional planning, but also to have in the next few years a sediment management plan, so to actively manage this issue.
Dr. Anulak, who is the first Lao national to serve as the top leader of the MRC Secretariat, said that in order to address the ongoing challenges, the MRC needs to engage in more information sharing and coordination of water infrastructure projects and to be more proactive in regional planning to develop joint investment projects.
ตรงนี้ญาติแยงผลประโยชน์ต้องได้ปรึกษาหารือกับคู่เจรจาโดยเฉพาะสปป.จีนกับเมียนมาเนาะ
He said, adding it is also necessary to have more engagement with China and Myanmar so that the 6 nations can join hands to protect the Mekong River. Good cooperation with dialogue partners have been achieved. For example, China has agreed to provide year-round hydrology data to the MRC.
Yes, in the new strategy, now the member countries agreed for the MRC to support member countries to address these 2 issues. The first is the changing flow regime, especially the water fluctuation, as a result of the uncoordinated operation of the water infrastructure. So we're beginning now this work with the member countries in doing some pilots, in developing information sharing mechanism, and which would then evolve into more coordination possibilities.
Dr. Anulak said, adding that water flow data availability enables the MRC to provide flood and drought forecasts more effectively so that riparian communities will be prepared to accommodate changes. The Mekong River Commission was established in 1995 under the 1995 Mekong Agreement. Although China and Myanmar are not MRC members, the two upriver nations, due to proactive MRC diplomacy, have cooperated with the Commission in many initiatives, such as the ongoing joint study to understand the changing river conditions, and have demonstrated their intentions to strengthen collaboration with the lower Mekong countries. According to Dr. Anulak, the MRC has achieved a number of successes in providing technical support for regional cooperation to sustain Mekong development, including completion of the Mekong Basin Development Strategy, a blueprint strategy for the whole basin. The 4 member states have endorsed the MRC guidelines for hydropower development along the Mekong. This is to ensure that the cross-border impacts of future infrastructure development will be minimized, while ensuring a balance between economic growth and environmental sustainability.